Oh, hey, listen, we're making a great big superhero movie. It's going to be huge, right?
Oh,
Eh,
Spider-Man! I can't wait.
Uh, no, it's another a Marvel guy. It's going to be Captain America,
Oh, okay. I,
and we need a great big like strong, powerful anthem for when he comes home in the movie and he's seeing all his hometown friends again, but he's still confused. We need something like subtle but powerful.
all right, you've only just mentioned it to me, but I think I've workshopped something that you could use for this movie. Are you ready? Here goes.
Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, sorry. I thought I lost you there.
No. I'm just getting into the space. All right, you
Okay.
ready?
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Captain America, saving America from America for the Americans so they can be in America and free as Americans can be free in America thanks to Captain America.
So that was really subtle. Can you do something a little less subtle?
Um, I could just say America over and over again.
Perfect. Print it.
And that's how lazy this movie was.
This is not
It's,
this is not your daddy's Captain America.
Actually, no, this is your daddy's Captain America. This isn't your, hip nephew's Captain America. Okay? It is not the first Avenger.
This is the
The worst
1990
Avenger.
This is Captain America the worst Avenger. This is the 1990 version of Captain America. Welcome to another episode. I just want to bring in our guest right now. Some of you may know him as formerly known as the Freshman. This is Joshua Kotsabasakis. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm looking forward to talking about rollerball today. I,
Wait a second.
It's clearly the better movie.
It's time traveler Josh Kotsabasakis. Yeah. So Captain America. Now, I understand this was not the first time watching it for either of you.
No, I saw it back when it first hit video store shelves back in the 90s.
I saw it as a kid. My mom went over to her friend's house, and she was studying, I think. And to keep me occupied, they put this VHS in.
You make it sound like The Ring.
And then seven days later.
And then I died immediately.
Of
no,
boredom.
Yeah. I remember as a kid thinking like, "Whoa, comic book characters are in movies," and then I was like, "No, they're not."
Let's set the scene for this a bit, because this is 1990, which, by the way, it didn't see the light of day until 1992.
Yep.
This is also right around the time when Superman had already been a thing for a while.
Yes.
So DC had established itself quite a bit. Like the first Batman, or not the first, but the Tim Burton Batman,
Tim Burton one was being made around
had
this
already
time.
come out.
Yeah.
Came out in '89.
Yeah, in '89. The second one was released in '92, so it would have been around the same time. So DC had its foot firmly in the ground in terms of movies, which is funny how it's done kind of a 180. But Marvel, not so much. They had the Dolph Lundgren Punisher in the 80s.
Oh.
I don't know when that Nick Fury movie got made, but
with the Hoff.
with the Hasselhoff, yeah.
Oh, you know what?
It did great in Germany.
Yeah. Well, just good. Germans love David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, they
Where's my
sure do.
theory?
Yeah.
I actually found out there were two made-for-TV movie Captain Americas that came out
Yes.
before this in the
There was
70s.
one in the '70s. Yeah, he had a biker's helmet.
Yeah.
Mask.
Yeah, this may not be the worst Captain America movie, guys.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. That 70s one looks pretty crazy.
Yeah, but at least it was made for TV, and it knew it was made for TV. This one was made for TV, but thought it was made for theaters.
Okay. Guys, listeners, people, this movie was expecting a 1990 summer release. It got a 1992 direct-to-video release.
Yes.
and a small theatrical run internationally. Do you know what its total box office intake was? I just found this out.
$10,173.
And its budget was $10 million.
Million. Just wait for a second. $10 million pissing dollars they spent on this thing.
Yeah. So they made like most of it back.
Oh. Here's the thing with this movie. This was just after Golan Globus stopped being a thing.
After what?
Golan Globus, the Canon Pictures people.
Oh, okay.
Menahem Golem and Yoram Globus, the cousins
who also directed The Apple.
This sounds made up.
They made some fantastic, cheesy 80s movies. Like, if you ever saw American Ninja or Gymkata or any Charles Bronson movie from the 80s, they had a hand in it, probably.
Guys, if you haven't seen Gymkata, it is legend.
Oh, it's pretty great.
Josh, have you seen Gymkata?
No.
You owe it to yourself.
It's absolutely bananas. But I don't know, they had a falling out. They're cousins, but they had a falling out, so they stopped being like a producing team. And this was one of the first movies I think Menahem Golan had a hand in making afterwards. And the old, I guess the old model for Golan Globus or Canon Pictures, when they were making a movie, is that they would make a small budget movie that would make good bank at the box office, and they would use that money from they made it for the small to make a bigger budget movie and go on, like, escalating like that. Like a lot of Chuck Norris movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, things like that. They made for like, a couple $1 million, and they'd make like $4 or $5 million. They would then use the proceeds from that to make bigger budget movies. So much so that if the model worked, the movies would be getting better. Unfortunately, that's not what happened.
It almost sounds like a slightly larger budget version of what the Asylum kind of does now.
It is. They're very much so, but they actually they managed to get like naming rights, like the actual. So you wouldn't get like transmorphers like you do with the Asylum. Golan Globus, they're the ones who are responsible for Masters of the Universe, and
one of the greatest movies of all time.
And Superman 4.
I'll tell you the truth right now. I would rather watch Superman 4 than 3.
Well, that's...
Which one was 3?
That's the Richard Pryor one.
That's the Richard Pryor movie, co-starring Superman.
Rumored to be playing Brainiac.
Originally, yeah. But that's the thing. Like, they would make... But the problem is they would go and they would make the big budget movie, and the big budget movie wouldn't make anything because they'd still be trying to make it on the cheap. Mm-hmm. Even though they had a huge budget, they'd still try to make it on the cheap, just like they did with this. Because they shot in like Albania or something.
Captain Albania?
Captain Albania, yeah.
Jeff Harvey.
There's the first wrestling reference. Got it in.
There probably many to come, because this whole thing plays out like a really poorly planned wrestling feud. Mm-hmm. This whole movie.
This is Captain America, 1990, starring J.D. Salinger's son.
Yep.
Matt Salinger. Maybe he should have just been a recluse like his dad.
Acting wasn't his forte, I'll tell you that. Even though the guy got work, apparently.
He is a charismatic vacuum.
He has no subtlety. It's all cheese in this movie. Like, even the stuff
in the rye.
Hey, Mr. President, thanks.
Best part of the movie.
I'm gonna be sick.
Oh, we'll get to that later. That is amazing. But let's talk about how this superhero movie ends with a family getting gunned down.
How it starts out, you mean?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That's that part of the movie, that was the only part where I had any legitimate feeling or investment in any of the characters in the movie, was when the German stormtroopers busted through and started gunning folk down.
So I just watched it this morning.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here as you guys are talking, trying to remember that scene. Oh my God.
Well, it's where young Red Skull is playing his piano. And apparently they could only afford subtitles sometimes, at least in the copy that I watched.
I noticed that too.
I have it written down in my notes. It was 5 minutes and 35 seconds in another language. I had no idea what the hell was going on. It was like this, the Star Wars holiday special where it's all in Wookiee. It's like, what's going on?
The boy, we want him for his superior intelligence.
Yeah, but none of the other stuff that they were talking about it didn't matter at all.
No, the rest I'm sure Albert Pune, the director, who, by the way, if you see the words directed by Albert Pune, you should run away in fear.
Yeah, he's made some terrible
he's
movies.
He's been called not so much. Well, I've seen him being called a modern day Ed Wood. He's not as bad as Ed Wood, but like, oh my God, he's rough.
He's Ed Wood with budget. Like,
yeah,
he somehow manages to get budget to make movies.
So the basic premise here is that they want this boy, the German army want this boy, which sounds terrible the way I just worded that, but they want this boy because of his superior intelligence, because that's what the subtitles tell us. And they want to make him some kind of super soldier thing.
Yes.
But their example of how it works is on this rat that is apparently twice as strong and twice as smart. I'm sorry, it looks like it's on the verge of death and it wants to die.
It really, like, if there were subtitles for the rat, it would be, kill me now. Oh, and Brendan, mayhap, where was the child from?
Oh, Red Skull? He was from Italy.
Josh, is Red Skull Italian?
No, he is 100% German.
So, right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate, Captain America says, fuck you, Marvel.
Yeah, me being the comic book nerd that I am, who threw a fit over movies like Batman versus Superman for not staying true to the books.
That was the only problem with that movie.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, well, that's not right.
But I mean, that is the only difference, right? Everything is spot on. Everything else is spot on, right?
Yeah, no other problems with that movie at all.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, and I mean in this movie too, like Red Skull's Italian, but I mean they didn't change anything else.
Oh yeah,
right?
Captain America. Where was Steve Rogers from in this movie?
Springfield, Ohio. I think?
Redondo.
Oh no,
Beach.
that's the president.
He was from Redondo Beach.
Who was from Springfield, Ohio?
That was the president. Because we'll get to that, but
yeah,
Captain America is not from Redondo Beach.
He's from Italy, right? They just mixed them up?
Yeah, they just mixed them up. Red Skull is actually from Redondo Beach, and Captain America is Italian.
Yeah, because that's what made it so ironic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here and getting too far in, but this captain in the rye that played Steve Rogers, he the worst acting of polio ever.
You mean you weren't convinced by his slight limp?
Not to make light of Canadian treasure Terry Fox, but he looked like he was doing a Terry Fox impersonation.
Yep, that's about it.
I like to think of Steve Rogers' house, which as the house that ADR built as well. Oh, we gotta talk about So anyway, in the opening scene, the kid gets that operation, and I guess he becomes Red Skull. In this, like, the set is like a giant cave with like 4 props.
Yeah. That's all the Italians could afford.
And then the scientist that came up with the operation jumps out the window. I
This bird's gonna fly.
I thought in that scene she got shot and killed.
Does a superhero landing in her stilettos.
Yep. And then must have walked to America.
What did she think was going to happen when she came up with that operation for the Germans?
They seem like level-headed people.
Oh, you want something to make a super soldier? Sure.
Sounds perfect. Superman, yeah.
Yeah. What is your political affiliation?
I need to question my life choices.
We making Olympic athletes, right?
So that same doctor goes to America to help make a super soldier for America.
Oh, you mean when the title card says 7 years later and then 1943?
Yeah.
Just in case you couldn't do the math.
Yeah, math isn't your strong suit. But Josh made a good point. They say a boy has volunteered for the American version, and his name is Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to Steve Rogers, not a boy.
Cut to 45-year-old.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers.
45-year-old man. He is a grown adult.
I'm watching the scene, and it was like easily about 45 seconds in before I'm like, oh, wait a minute, he's Steve Rogers. I'm looking for like a child.
Or at the very least like 15 or 16 year old. You say a boy, right? No, that he's been voting for a while.
So guys, serious question.
What's that?
Matt Salinger or Chris Evans?
Chris Evans.
Maybe Salinger can play the Human Torch.
Like with no special effects at all. We'll just light him on fire.
They could have gotten a lighter and it would have been more charismatic.
I gotta say, it's great that this movie was made in 1990 because it doesn't quite know if it wants to be an 80s movie or a 90s movie.
Oh, most definitely.
Back to the point about him, the reporting on the boy who volunteered, right? So it's a news report, and they're like, local boy Steve Rogers volunteers for the super soldier. And then, you cut to the scene where he's
in the secret super diner.
Yeah, the super secret super soldier diner. And they're like, no one must ever know his identity, so we will give him code name Captain America. I'm like, man, you should probably told that to the evening news before they reported his name.
Maybe it's like a private newspaper. The Los Angeles Times are a private newspaper.
Yeah. So,
we meet Steve's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, his
Bernie.
Bernie.
When he said Bernie, I was like, I did not think he was going to find his girlfriend.
I think he flubbed a line later in the movie, too, and they just left it.
I think that happened he said more than once.
Fernie, with an F, and it was a very clear F.
Fernie. And they have some of the hottest romantic chemistry on screen.
Now, you said so before. He is a charisma vacuum, so she cannot be held responsible for that.
I guess so.
I like when she goes, I look at you, and I just think as myself as being so old and ugly. And he's like, you ugly, never. And then he hugs her, and he's just like, I guess it isn't meant to be.
Yeah. Darn, guess I'll go nail your hot daughter.
So they recruit Steve Rogers, and the first thing he does when he gets in the car is lights a cigarette. A little scared, Steve? A lot scared.
And also you get to meet the young version of the general, who later in the movie is played by the dad from A Christmas Story, and in the young version is played by Bill Mummy, a.k.a. Will Robinson from Lost in Space.
You know who I thought one of the guys in this movie was? I thought it was that scumbag dude from RoboCop.
It was.
It was.
Oh, that's who that was?
The president?
Yeah, Hey, my dad walked in on me watching the movie.
You make it sound like you were doing something dirty.
He's like,
my
what are you
dad,
doing?
nothing.
But he walked in and he goes, "Oh, watching RoboCop, I see." And I was like, "Oh my god, I wish." No, this is not RoboCop.
It's one of the few movies where Ronnie Cox plays a good guy.
That's true.
Another Christmas Story alum was Steve Rogers' mom.
Yeah.
So they had both parents from A Christmas Story in this movie.
They were hoping for that big box office bank.
Yeah.
They tried to get Flick, but he was doing something else.
So we get Steve Rogers going to this laboratory.
It's like, yeah, and they're supposed to be giving him the serum, but for some reason they have to give him electroshock therapy while they do it.
Yeah, and the operation is fantastic because they do close-ups of his muscles growing, and they maybe get like a centimeter bigger.
Yeah, and they did not take the opportunity to give padding to his suit or anything at all.
No, he just has a puffy shirt for the rest of the movie.
I don't want to be a pirate.
I actually have pirate shirt written down in my notes for one of the later scenes. So yeah, he becomes Captain America just as Senator Kirby, Senator Jack Kirby, maybe.
Poor
Actually,
Stan.
I think it's Senator Keith.
Kirby.
Kirby.
Poor Jack.
Oh, was it?
No, I don't. It was just a coincidence.
Yeah, they didn't put that much thought into it.
You're giving this movie a lot of credit.
A lot of credit. But yeah, just as he gets, which I don't understand why he would wait until after the procedure was completed to do this.
Oh, are you talking about
and shoots people?
I just want to ask Josh a question just before that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is a line here that I wrote down because I thought it was odd. Well, I mean, I would have written down the whole script in that case, but this is a line that struck me as really odd because he says he's talking about Captain America, this general with the pencil-thin mustache, and he says, he may not be Superman, but he'll be a living symbol of what this country stands for. Do people in the Marvel Universe know who... Like, there's no connection there, right?
No, not really. I mean, not anything in canon. They've done crossovers with DC, but it's quickly ignored once they go back to the...
This is kind of like... it was off-putting. I'll say that when they said it, it was kind of like when you're watching again wrestling, and to hear WCW's talk about WWF.
Yeah,
it made me want to quickly put in a Christopher Reeve DVD.
Wait, just a Christopher
Reeve a better
DVD?
movie.
Yeah,
just a Christopher Reeve DVD in general.
Yeah, just him reading the phone book.
You know, you could have gone a lot worse directions with that, and I'm glad you didn't. You took the high road.
So,
on this high horse.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, credit removed.
So the surgery they give him is they shine a light on his body like 11 times.
Yep.
And he screams in pain. Success.
Yep, and the senator shoots people.
Yeah.
Captain America comes to save.
Hitler.
Yeah, he comes to save people, and he gets shot. Yeah. Right out of the gate, he's easily defeated.
But he does get to electrocute that one dude.
True, but the only reason why he was electrocuted is because he kept holding on to the fence. If you watch the scene again, and I'm not asking you to watch the scene again, the only reason why he stayed there is he was gripping the fence and like hanging from it, like, and it wasn't like shaking his hand like he was being electrocuted. He was just holding on to it while the sparks and stuff flew out around him, so he wasn't having any reaction or anything to the electrocution.
So, and like the scientist girl from earlier gets killed here finally.
Again.
Yeah, dies twice. And Captain America is in the hospital because he said he got shot. Okay. Another question here, Josh, because I don't know, Nathan. I'm guessing you also know Marvel comics quite a bit, or no?
I know stuff.
Okay, so I'll ask both of you then. Captain America, I know he's not Superman, but if he's shot like in the chest or whatever, does he die? Like, or does he have like powers or what?
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He's not invulnerable.
No, he actually got killed in the comics from a sniper.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
From a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
A lot longer than that.
Oh.
10 years ago.
No, I know they had like the death of Captain America a few years back. I remember
Okay,
that.
so if he gets shot in the chest, he can die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Here's another thing, though. You were saying earlier about I didn't catch. That's a really good catch. That the newspaper was like revealing his name and that he was going to be a super secret super soldier. The government guy also tells the doctor some top secret, like classified plans about he's like, there's a rocket that will fire in 5 days, so we need him back.
You haven't been vetted or cleared for national security in any way, but you seem like a solid guy, Doc, so come here.
And then the doctor says, no, I'm sorry, he's ill.
He can't save the world, he's got the sniffles.
Because the doctor has authority over this general, apparently.
That's the Hippocratic Oath that gives you that kind of power.
Yep.
But he's okay, because he stands up and he's like, what time are we leaving, or some garbage like that.
As he's like desperately holding on to the wall.
He's
like, hey man, okay. Hey listen, I know I've only been Captain America for 5 minutes and I got my ass kicked, but I'm ready to go.
And then that one general tugs on his ear like Carol Burnett.
That was super odd. Patty actually why did he pull his ear?
Was that a conscious decision?
I don't know, because he does it later when he's older, too.
Yeah.
He tugs his ear, and Patty's like, why did he do that?
Well, you know how sometimes actors, before they take on a role, they kind of come up with their own background for the character in their head? Maybe his background was that he was, her son or something.
Or he's got, a wicked case of, psoriasis behind the ear, because I've suffered through that, and I know what it's like, but... Don't know if I'd make that as a conscious effort or a conscious decision for my character.
I believe that was a deleted scene.
Where he's just scratching until his ear turns red.
Speaking of ears, let's get to the rubber ears.
Oh my God,
Captain America.
Yeah, his human ears are fake. Not the wings on the side of the mask, which are also fake, but the human ears fake.
Oh my God! Rather than just cut holes, than stick Salinger's ears out of them.
I read something where they tried to do that and it didn't work for whatever reason. But why not?
It was because I read about it too. Because once I saw there were rubber ears, I was like, why? So it turns out the mask chafed this guy's ears, and he was like, "Oh, it hurts." So they put rubber ones on.
God damn it.
Do you know who I am?
I was in
my dad is.
Nerds.
I'm the captain in the rye.
There you go.
Captain in the rye. Oh. If he ever has an autobiography, which I don't know why he ever would, it would be called Captain in the Rye.
So let's move on to the super realistic soundstage productions that they did whenever anybody was driving somewheres,
getting hit,
or a plane was flying. When they made him jump out of the plane, I was like, super realistic. That was super realistic.
Whenever there's a fall, whenever there's a fall or a big jump, it's always from super far away.
Yeah.
Really far away.
Well, the paratrooper from when he's supposed to be coming down into Italy, it looks like one of those parachute soldiers you get at the dollar store when you're a kid. You throw them up in the air and they just kind of float down and they look like they're holding their parachute. That's exactly what it looked like.
And Captain America is wearing a jacket over his suit.
Yes.
Which, I don't know why, but I had to pause the movie and laugh for a good minute.
My favorite part is when he goes, "Are you ready?" He's like, "Well, I could use more training." About a month.
He also says, "Where are all my other Captain Americas?"
Yeah. Where's the rest of the men in my battalion?
He's like, "I could really use a set of fresh troops."
Sorry, buddy,
Like-
the budget didn't count for that.
Who talks like that? Oh, Albert Pune.
There you go.
I don't know if he wrote it, but I'm taking him to task anyway.
But then we go to the part where he's gonna actually go fight Red Skull, but he's got to take down some of the Nazis, and this is the first time you see him use the shield. And every time you use the shield, it's go to throw it. They show him release the shield. The shield, they then cut the shield doing damage, and then they cut back to him grabbing a hold of the shield, which I'm pretty sure it was just the same thing filmed in reverse.
Is the shield supposed to be a boomerang?
He's supposed to be so skilled with it that he can use it and deflect it, and it come back to him like a boomerang.
By the way, this might be the...
But he hasn't had any training. Sorry.
This might be one of the few things he does that's actually like, okay, he takes out a guard tower with the shield. That might be the only time out of like 3 times in the movie that he actually is able to do anything.
Well, he threw at the guard tower, and it like gently tipped over.
I've seen more realistic miniatures in Godzilla movies.
It looked like
It didn't look like anyone was in that tower.
Remember when we watched Gamera, Brendan? I've seen more realistic miniatures in that.
This movie, in terms of special effects, makes Gamera look like Avatar.
Yep.
When that tower tipped over, it was like when you're playing Jenga and you take the bottom piece and you put it on top and it starts to wobble and you're like, oh, it's going down in about 45 seconds.
They also, I'm pretty sure that when Captain America is like beating up Nazis before he makes it to the building, when he's hitting them with the shield, I thought I heard audio of like lion roars.
There's a possibility. They might have been filming
sound
something
effect.
on another set that was adjacent to where they were.
They just keep it. We don't have time.
You know what? That is the model of any Golden Globus production. I know it's not Golden Globus, but they would do that. There were stories back in the day when Canon Pictures was a thing that if somebody was having a meeting with an important, I don't know, actor who was supposed to be in one of the upcoming movies, if they didn't have catering, somebody would run down to the writer's room or like some place where somebody was having lunch, grab their lunch, and bring it to that person. Because they were too cheap to pay for catering.
Oh, you know they were getting shit for Matt Salinger on this movie. They were like, guys, this is the big one.
Yes. You know who his dad is?
I gotta ask Nathan, because I've asked this before, but back when we reviewed The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D.
Why?
I got
Brendan, that was a Brendan pick.
I gotta ask, do you think, I asked this on that one too, but do you think there was ever a moment where Albert Pune just looked at the crew, kind of like raised his head up and said, guys, I think we're nailing this?
Considering some of the other movies that he has made, he probably thought that he was spot on.
Okay, so this is the fight between Captain America and Red Skull, which, by the way, we're only like 20 minutes into the movie, and we're having the climactic battle.
Oh, actually, Josh has got some fantastic wrestling-related points to this. If you won't mind, we're just going to let him go with this one.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I mentioned this to Nathan earlier. In wrestling, the babyface always gets a shine to start the match. What shine means for non-wrestling fans is when the match starts, the babyface, the good guy, is the one who's winning for the first couple minutes. The heel, the bad guy, does something to cut him off, beats him up, and then eventually the babyface makes a comeback. In this movie, there's none of that. It's 20 minutes in to our hero's movie, and he's getting his ass kicked. Like, just destroyed. He gets shot. He gets strapped to a rocket.
Red Skull is the Yokozuna to his Adam Duffy.
And I remember seeing this when I was a kid, and I've never been a big into Captain America, but I did have like a broad strokes kind of knowledge of him and his rogues gallery, as it were, the Red Skull and Xeno and all them. And when they showed the Red Skull in the first, I was like, that's, all right, I can get behind this. I mean, I could tell the movie was on the cheap, like, even as a kid. But they were at least trying, it seemed to me, as a kid.
And for 1990, he looked alright.
Yeah. The only problem is, this is the last time you see him in that makeup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 20 minutes into the movie, and then never again.
Yeah. Red Skull is not that red a skull after this.
I honestly, I thought so too when I first saw him in the red face, like the red makeup stuff. I mean, yeah, it looks really cheap, but honestly, for what they could have done, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you said, this is the only scene. Also, okay, I got a question because he has some dialogue here which you can barely understand while they're fighting. And does his English get better later? Because he sounds like he has super broken English at this point.
Well, that's it. At first, it's like, you're here to help me with my English lessons.
I want good English to speak when I am getting to New York!
Which, they never go to New York.
No. There's also a line that I swear to God I thought I heard him say to Captain America that he had a sweet but innocent penis.
What?
I don't think you watched the right movie.
Yeah, Brendan, I think you watched a faithful pornographic adaptation of this movie.
Captain Analka.
You should have brushed that one up before you brought it to market, Brendan.
Captain America.
There you go.
Hey, there we go. We heard workshop that one out.
No, but I know that's not what he said, but that's what I heard. And like we were saying, Red Skull looks like he doesn't look too bad. Like he looks pretty, but his voice sounds like a villain in a Pink Panther movie.
Well,
are you hurt, former Chief Inspector?
Clouseau, I need good English to speak.
So, yeah, Red Skull then straps Captain America to a rocket that he's going to shoot at the White House.
Uh-huh.
And
Solid point.
He's strapped to that rocket from where? Italy?
Italy.
All the way to D.C. I was saying earlier, I just want to watch the whole scene from Italy to D.C. with Cap on that rocket. I just imagine it be like,
did I turn the stove off?
Maybe like a super elongated version of that Simpsons episode where the pig goes flying through the sky.
He's playing that license plate game on the way over.
Somebody's you see somebody say, "Are you gonna make that deal?" Huh, yeah, when a rocket goes by with Captain America strapped onto it. Oh, now, how about now? No.
I'd still rather not.
Still prefer not.
So then we get we cut away from that after Cap gets launched away, and we meet the future president.
Oh yeah,
with his friend. Who's the school paper?
Oh no, we don't get to that yet because he's still gonna take the picture of Captain America.
Sorry,
he can't sleep in DC because the Nazis might attack.
Do you mean when it cuts to the White House and we get the subtitle "The White House"?
Oh, thank God they told me.
Oh no! Not only it says the White House and then Washington D.C. on a separate screen.
The only time I've ever seen that done, and it was done for a laugh, was in the movie Orgasmo, where they showed the Hollywood sign and they put Hollywood underneath it. But it was played for a laugh.
I was honestly impressed that the screenshot of the White House had the water fountain flowing. Because in Dick Donner's Superman 2, it's just a picture. Okay. And the water was just still. And I was like, when I saw that the fountain was moving, I was like, all right.
The one thing that this movie has over the Richard Donner Superman.
Well, you got him beat there. Everything else, I mean...
You got him beat there. Take that, dick.
So the kid he's snuck out and he's taking pictures at the White House. And he's
probably illegal.
Yeah, probably. See the rocket coming. And this is when Captain America decides to take action to alter the course of that rocket.
Right at the last minute. Well,
He's
you know what?
flying on it since Italy.
Well, you guys are saying he's had a lot of time to think, right? So he's done the math in his head, and he's finally come up with the way to dodge the White House.
He just starts kicking the rocket.
That's the mathematical solution.
Maybe I can get it to go to New Jersey instead.
Hey, Bernie, I'm coming home!
No, because then he'd be going to Redondo Beach.
He's making a major turn.
It does this swoop thing, like almost like it came down like a pendulum and then shot over top of the White House and then flew to Alaska. How much fuel did this thing have in it? It started in Italy.
Fuel. I got a question.
Just one.
I don't remember 1990 cameras a whole lot, but I'm curious. Did they have the ability to see in perfect detail things that are up in the sky amongst the stars?
Here's the thing. Even if 1990s cameras did, that kid wasn't taking that picture with a 1990s camera.
That's true.
It was still 1943.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, I didn't
It was
even
7 years
that.
after the start of the movie.
That's even worse. Maybe that kid was a time traveler.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to rollerball.
Oh, okay, I'll ask again. Did in 1943 cameras...
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, okay. So Cap lands in Alaska, and then we meet the future president's
Friend.
You know what? We need to call him future president the whole time, just like in the room when he calls her his future wife.
So future president's friend is a school paper editor.
And it's Ned Beatty's kid, by the way.
Yeah, Patty and I thought it was the kid from Christmas Story, but
and then he grew up to be a reporter. I was like, wow, I didn't reach too far with that.
Oh, because the president calls him later from the White House.
In his jeans, by the way. That's how I like my president, wearing jeans.
Shows he's a man of the people, relaxed. And I thought it was funny when he said to his mom, could I grow up to be the president? And
she's like, no, don't be silly.
You don't have an orange enough skull.
Hi-yo! Also, the younger version of Sam, who we meet later as Ned Beatty, yeah. It's Ned Beatty's son playing a younger version of Ned Beatty, which is interesting. But he messes up a line. Like, he almost starts his line too early. Did you guys catch that?
They did not. Okay,
he's like saying something. It's right towards the end of the conversation. He's like, "Good thing you had this pendant or whatever the hell it is."
Oh, the decoder. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
And then he's about to say it. The other kid talks, and he's like, "It's okay. We got to figure out what it was. Was it the Human Torch?"
Oh, I know, right?
What was the other one he said?
Submariner. Except he called it the Submariner.
Submariner.
When he said, "Did he have a trident?" I thought he was going to say Aquaman.
Actually, you know what? I actually kind of like that because when Captain America was created in the 40s by Simon and Kirby, there's like only two other superheroes in Marvel, and it was Submariner and Human Torch.
You mean Submariner?
Submariner.
Legit? I didn't know that.
Yeah. No. There was a couple other ones that didn't do too well, but those were the three: Cap, Human Torch, and Submariner.
You just defend this movie, Josh.
What's that?
Did you just fucking defend this movie?
No,
I'll show myself out.
He just said it made one good point.
That's a pretty strong
Actually, that's
defense.
the second one good point that it's made, according to Josh.
Sounds like a 4-star review to me.
Wait. Coog's not our guest, so we're not getting that.
Oh, Coog. So, okay. Then we get a newspaper montage taking us through 1943 to like 1990.
They misspell Springfield at one point.
Did they actually?
Springfield. There's no G.
I love how all of the stories about our future president are like on the front page with the real events happening.
Yeah.
We put the spring in Springfield.
Okay, so
Cut to Alaska.
he becomes...
Oh, he becomes president.
Oh, not yet, because he becomes the president. By the way, Ronnie Cox, all I can see him as is the captain from Beverly Hills Cop.
Really? Because all I could see him was the bad guy from Total Recall and RoboCop.
Yeah. Actually,
That's fair.
He's always a bad guy.
I've seen Beverly
right?
Hills Cop so many times.
Yeah.
Except for Beverly Hills
I
Cop. He's
saw
good.
him and I was like, oh, he's like a Hydra president. I just assumed he was evil the whole time.
They make no mention of Hydra at all in this movie.
No, not at all.
That's so
There was-
strange
he did
because
wear the
it's
ring,
so...
though.
What's that?
Skull had the Hydra.
I
ring
didn't
on.
notice that.
Yeah. That was it.
Maybe
So
they
I've
thought
got
it
a
was going to be
question here.
a franchise.
It was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
He just had a cool ring.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Brandon. Sorry about that.
This is a direct... That's okay. This is a direct quote because we learned that he's a very environmental president.
Yes.
This is a direct quote from his speech that he gives. He says, "This." Sorry, he says, "This the pesticides and plastics. It's bad medicine, and no one said it's gonna taste any good. And if we don't take this medicine soon, we will all die." What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a very wandering. Like he's talking about how the plastics are bad and it's bad medicine. So I think the analogy is that we shouldn't
then he
take
says,
that
"Let's
medicine."
drink the
but then
medicine.
then he talks about taking it. So.
Yeah. That's why I
If
thought
we
he
don't
was
take it, we're
evil.
gonna die.
I thought he was. I was like, oh, the RoboCop guy is bad. No.
Surprise!
What if his name was the same as his character in RoboCop?
Robo President.
Robo President. That sounds like
Head
a
of
Simpsons
Defense,
book.
Ed 209.
Stay out of trouble. So speaking of Alaska, he totally walked from Alaska to Canada, right?
Let's not run past the part where the Canadians and the Germans are doing research in Alaska.
Before you get to that, let's not run past the part where Red Skull admits to killing JFK, Martin Luther King, and Robert Kennedy.
Yes, the Illuminati meeting, which, they could have said Hydra, because it was clearly a gathering of people who are, like, working as, like, a shadow government or like a shadow group who are actually behind all the bad things happening in the world.
I thought
We learned that the general is a turncoat.
Yes.
Played
by
Red
the
Skull
dad
now.
from Christmas Story.
Red Skull now looks exactly like Jigsaw from Punisher Warzone. I am sure
Infinitely
that the
better
director
movie.
yes, I'm sure that the director of Punisher Warzone was inspired by, because it looks so much like him.
Mm-hmm. Like all the stitching and with the face. Yep.
Red Skull now to me sounds like the Count on Sesame Street.
Captain America.
One Captain America. two fake ears.
Three assassinations.
The whole cast are bad actors.
I don't know, Ned
Oh,
Beatty.
so,
Ned
yeah.
Beatty deserved
Can I,
better in this movie.
Can I take a side track here, Brendan? I was telling this to Nathan earlier. Stan Lee was asked about this movie.
Did he throw up?
They asked him to do a cameo, and he was like, but no, they put it for test audiences in a couple of theaters. and it had to go back for reshoots because the test audience is like threw tomatoes at the screen probably. So they interview Stan about it, and they're like, well, Stan, I hear the movie needs to go back for reshoots. And he goes, well, the audiences loved it so much, they were clamoring for more scenes to be added.
Excelsior!
It's like, okay,
Excelsior!
Stan, you pulled that one out of your ass pretty quick.
I thought you were going to say, like, Stan Lee was, like, asked about it, and he was like, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No comment.
Captain
Lee, I don't think
America,
Stan Lee would ever speak ill of a Marvel production, regardless of whether or not he was involved in it.
He kind of took a shot at the 2005 Fantastic Four, but that's been about it.
Yeah.
But that's another
another movie for another day.
Yeah.
We were saying that Stan Lee would probably turn down a cameo, but I bet you Jack Kirby was like, yes, I'll take the money.
Make the check payable to cash.
Speaking of, again, Stan Lee and Kirby, they were always at each other's throats, for those who don't know, because Stan would argue I was the creator, and Kirby would say I'm the creator, and it was a big dispute over money and rights. When this movie was being made, there was a big how to do over the creator. They listed Stan as the creator of Captain America, and he isn't. He had nothing to do with the creation of Captain America. It was created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. So they had to go back and take all the adverts out of Variety and magazine ads and things like that, because it said created by Stan Lee. And Jack Kirby and his crew were like, no, it's not.
Do not think so.
He had nothing to do with it. He was getting us friggin' coffee while we were writing this.
And then Jack Kirby was like, saw the movie. I was like, you can just take it.
You can have it, Stan. You can have it, bud. It's all yours.
So okay, yeah, so you can go, but now talk about the Captain America breaking out of the ice.
You mean that
after the Canadian German folks discovered him in the American state of Alaska.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I see nothing wrong with this. Go ahead.
No, well, they apparently cut him out in a perfect rectangular cube, I guess, and brought him in. And he started to thaw out, and he just busts through. like that had being frozen in ice for 50 years had no effect on him whatsoever. He just busts out.
Right, and it becomes a newspaper story in about a minute.
Yes.
Because the president looks at it.
Because that's how the newspapers worked back then, kids.
They were just instant. We've actually gone backwards. But the president still has his photo, which I gotta say, he keeps that thing in pretty good condition.
In his wallet, for some reason?
In his wallet, and he matches it, and he says, "Hey, that's the guy." Calls
Sam.
What
happened to him?
Yeah. Then he calls Ned Beatty.
Do you think Ned Beatty was like after because he was in Superman 1 and 2, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do you think after Superman 1 and 2, he might have been
Lex's,
in 4?
Like hedge guy.
Oh, he was Otis.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Luthor.
So do you think after Superman 1 and 2, when he didn't get to be in the 3rd and 4th one, and then he heard about Captain America, he was like, "Ha ha! I'm back."
But I'm a good guy this time.
Ned Beatty is making a comeback.
Everything's coming up, Beatty.
Oh.
I see what the problem is. You have your Ned Beatty set to prideful. He's like, he must have thought he was the rule. No, I'll use the pun. He must have thought he was the master of the universe because he was in DC and Marvel.
Ronnie Cox, this has nothing to do with Ned Beatty, I don't know why I'm telling the story, but Ronnie Cox did an interview, and he said it was one of the greatest scripts I ever read, then they screwed it up.
Sure, Ronnie Cox. Whatever.
He's like, I like the part where they had me in jeans.
Because I didn't have to change that day.
Oh, so then
Like,
Captain America takes to hitchhiking?
Sorry, I'm just picturing Roddy Cox reading the script and being like, can I just wear jeans? All right, I'm in.
Penny and Levi's. So yeah, he does the Buddy the Elf trek from Alaska down to Canada to the U.S.
And I'm pretty sure the producers didn't know how Canada worked. Because he walks
hours, right?
What's that?
It just takes a couple hours to walk through.
Not
right?
only that is that he walks from Alaska. The next time that you see him,
in BC,
they're talking about him being in BC, or there's like the news and stuff is coming from British Columbia, and then after everything happens, you see him again at a truck stop in the Yukon, which is
took
above.
a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Guys, he is Captain America. He doesn't know Canada.
Okay. Well,
He looks at the newspaper and he goes, Canada.
He's not.
I think they should have had a cameo of Captain Canuck. Myself.
Captain Canuck.
Have him
He's
show.
not Captain Canuck. He's
How
lost
awesome would
in
it
a
be
foreign world.
When they were on the bikes chasing him, if they had been like, let's use Alpha Flight, we'll throw them in here.
Can we talk about the villains, the female villains that chase? First of all, Red Skull finds out that Captain America is still alive, and he looks at his daughter, and he's like, hey, can you kill him?
Take care of that for me, would you?
I know you're my daughter who doesn't look threatening in the least, and I probably have millions of dollars because I'm an Italian mobster, apparently, when I have henchmen all over the world. Can you do this for me?
I do it myself, but I have spaghetti to make, probably.
Because, I'm Red Skull and I'm Italian.
Hey, I'm Red Skull! Forget about
Oh, the thing there!
What's with the ears and the wings?
So did he dye his face back to normal colors?
I can only assume that it was like when Jack Nicholson was the Joker in Batman and he put on the foundation to cover up the white. So he looked like regular, Caucasian flesh tone. I'm assuming that's what he was doing, trying to fit in as like a legitimate businessman.
Guys, how does Ned Beatty find Captain America?
He sees him on the road as he's being chased by villains.
Does Ned Beatty live in Canada?
That's another thing, too. Because Ned Beatty was, I'm assuming, in Ohio. And he makes the drive up to the Yukon. And
he just happens to pass Captain America somewheres in the Yukon or in British Columbia. We don't know.
Like, is he an important reporter in the Yukon? Because I'm going to tell you, there ain't many reporters up on the Yukon.
So he says he's going to make the trip to Alaska because the president was like, they found him in Alaska. And he's like, I'm on it.
Gonna go get
he's
my
in a
Long
truck.
Johns.
There's no, how could he have driven that far?
Ned Beatty is dangerous on the road.
I guess.
Who was that shooting at you, Captain? Nazis.
Oh, all right. Checks out.
I love how Cap is like, he's distrustful of Ned Beatty because he's driving a Volkswagen truck and he's got a radio that was made in Japan.
Oh, man, his xenophobia alert is running wild.
Captain America, racist.
Okay, this is the best part of the whole movie coming up. Because Captain America gets all xenophobic up, and he says, Sam, he says, pull over, I feel sick. And you're like, what? Captain America is car sick? That can't be. So he walks away. Sam goes after him.
To make sure he's okay.
Captain America makes a beeline, runs back to the truck, and takes off.
He's like, yeah, psych, I'm gonna steal your car.
He stole a car.
He leaves Sam to die in the Yukon.
In the wilds of Canada.
With Nazis chasing him. He steals a car.
He does this twice in the movie.
He also stole a bicycle.
He does. Oh, actually, you know what? I said it's the best part, but it might be tied with the part that follows. Because then we get a montage, a musical montage of Captain
Before
America.
we get that, I have to throw in my one of my prerequisite Mystery Science Theater lines. While I was watching this movie and he was being chased by the Nazis, after Ned Beatty found him and said, basically, "Come with me if you want to live," and Cap jumped into the truck, one of the girls who was shooting at him doesn't like advance to shoot him. She leans back on like a fence post to shoot at him, and I wrote a note, "I guess she couldn't leave her post." There we go. I knew I had to get one in there.
Searching, trying to remember all these memories
Remembers
of you.
Captain America.
Like a stranger in my hometown, I look around for a familiar face.
Did every song, like not the orchestral sections, but all the song cues, all had a very knockoff feel to them.
They were a little on the nose, just a tad.
Yeah, and they all sounded like Kenny Loggins or Cougar or John Cougar Mellencamp or Bruce Springsteen, but not.
And then we get some badass walking up to him on the beach. "Hey, butt, can I get a cigarette?"
And then he checks
the
out
punk
the girl in the
rockers.
thong.
Yeah.
He what? Sorry?
He's thinking about Bernie, and then he walks by the chick in the thong, and he's like, "Oh,
Maybe I don't need Bernie.
I think the 90s are going to be all right.
But that musical montage is phenomenal.
But here's the thing. He's got the trench coat back on.
Oh, yeah, he looks like the Punisher.
Yeah, and he's running through California in the summer with the fireproof suit on and a trench coat, not breaking a sweat.
And a very helpfully sized bag for his shield.
yeah." Where did he get that bag?
I don't...
Hey, do you guys have a bag for shields?
Because I'm pretty sure when Red Skull strapped him to the rocket, he didn't look, "Oh, your luggage."
Hey, I understand you make custom bags here.
Hey, back to that part of the beach toughs asking him for a cigarette. How great would it have been if he pulled out his pack of smokes from earlier in the movie and was like, "Here you go."
Well, that's the thing. Like, Captain America was smoking earlier.
I know.
What was that? Was that just... I wonder if that was just like they said cut and they forgot to cut the tape and Matt Salinger was just having a cigarette.
The boy with polio just puffing on
Puffing
his
a smoke.
Okay.
Yep. But this
Well, I guess that's also what they cured him of, is his addiction to tobacco.
I guess, because, yeah. But now he gets to Bernie's place, and,
Great old age makeup.
yeah, she was no Leah Thompson in Back to the Future, I'll tell you that.
No.
I tell you, I think they thought she was.
I was saying too earlier, like, Sharon, don't call me Carter, Stewart, gets out of the car, and he's like, "Bernie!" And he, like, bugs her, and she's like, "Ah!"
And she, like, hits him or punches him or something.
She
Captain
kicks
America sucks.
Captain America is a wiener.
She goes, "Mom, Dad, someone just jumped me." And they come out of the house, and they're like, "Oh,
hey, it's Steve. How you doing?"
How you doing? Hey, come
And
on
also, it was weird to me to have the same actress play Bernie and Sharon.
Oh, was it? I didn't even know.
I didn't know, but then I looked it up, and then when I kind of skimmed through the movie again, I was like, oh my.
Well, there you go.
That's why they killed her eventually.
Because they couldn't afford the budget.
We can't pay you double. We
then
also
the exchange next is where she's all like, "I'm so old and ugly."
Yeah,
like-
this was Josh's favorite scene, I think.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm so old and I'm so ugly." He's like, "You ugly? Never." Well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. We'll see. He's like, "By the way, where's your hot daughter?"
Okay, so now we also find out that Red Skull has a tap on the president's phone.
Oh,
And okay, this is also amazing because he tells his daughter, okay, his daughter's like, we're gonna find out where Captain America is. Oh no, I think they got a tap on Sam's phone somehow.
yes.
I don't know
because he
how.
was-
Like
yeah,
they've never been there.
Because, well, no, because he's talking, and then he's like, Red Skull is like, so you found some meddling reporter, but did nothing with Captain America, or words to that effect.
Yeah. So when they overhear Sam talking to the president and finding out where Captain America is, they get on the jet. That scene where they're on the jet and just sitting there looking forward.
I gotta say, man, Red Skull's posse is like the most Eurotrash gang I've ever seen. The most Eurotrash gang I've ever seen in my entire life.
Like I thought like an Iggy Pop video was gonna start.
80s Iggy Pop, yeah.
Yeah. They're just looking forward so seriously. And why are, like, I don't want to sound sexist, but why are all his henchmen women and one guy?
Because it's 1990, Brendan.
One guy
They're
in
not
a
even
turtleneck.
particularly intimidating women.
Now, to be fair, Brendan, women are intimidating to all comic book fans. I'm just gonna put that in there.
I guess you got a point there.
Okay.
So did they think, like, the comic book fans, like the really like nerdy comic book fans watching the movie, like, oh no,
Women, oh dear.
Captain America's in trouble.
She's hot and dangerous.
I hope she doesn't show him anything.
But the next thing we get, Cap is watching the history tapes wearing his pirate shirt.
Oh, you mean the one that they put foam in?
Yeah. But it was like, there were all these fringes and frills on. I actually was like, is he wearing the Seinfeld pirate shirt? Because that's what that looks like.
You know what? If he was a pirate, the Captain America would still work as a name.
Right, because he'd be a captain, yeah.
Yeah.
Yar.
Just saying, jump on that, Marvel.
Get at us there, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Captain America's of the Caribbean.
Captain American.
Okay, Josh wins it. That's the good one. So yeah, and then Red Skull's goons show up and they just lay waste to.
Oh, another brutal murder.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I gotta ask: they shoot 3 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
They kill Sam because he shows up at the house.
Yep.
They kill Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
She dies, but they
Yes.
don't kill the husband that we haven't even heard talk.
Yeah,
I also
Like, he
like that
makes
the
it.
husband's character was that he liked TV. Like that's all he did for
was
the whole
it.
movie.
He's Wheel of
watched
Fortune.
television.
And then when he's in the hospital, she's like, "I know what he'll like," and then she just puts on Wheel of Fortune for him.
And it's this very like wistful scene.
Like he doesn't say a word the whole movie, just sitting there with the remote in his hand. Like,
Yeah.
my wife's
Dead.
ex-boyfriend is.
Yeah, he's back from the war and hasn't aged a day.
I'll give them their privacy.
Oh. I think you see, now I might have missed this, but do you see Bernie's face for like a second after she's killed?
I think you see her. I'm not sure exactly.
Somebody said, I read something somewhere where her face is red like Red Skull was at the beginning of the movie, but I didn't notice that.
Oh, I didn't see that. I would have definitely noticed that. Like her face.
That might have been, guys, brace yourselves. That might have been in the 124-minute director's cut version.
Shut up. Are you serious?
That exists.
Oh my god, I'm glad we didn't watch that.
Before we started, I was going to ask you guys if you watched it. I half expected Josh to be like, oh, it was 2 hours, I watched it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't own the movie, right? It's not on Netflix. I watched this for free on YouTube.
It's on YouTube and no one's taking it down.
It's been on YouTube. It's got whatever X number of views over 7 years, and I'm like, here's how I know this movie's gonna be shit. Nobody has bothered to take it off YouTube. Like, oh, if they want to punish themselves by watching it for free, go ahead.
You're not getting that time back.
Stan Lee can't be bothered with
Yeah.
I bet did it say it was posted by Kirby?
Take that, Stan.
Excelsior this, you son of a bitch.
Greetings, true believers. Hope you like
What?
crap.
Why hasn't WrestleMania booked that match yet?
Curry versus Stan Lee. Ward settled the score.
Oh yeah,
Special
because they
referee
would
Steve
croak
Ditko.
2 minutes in. What did you say?
Special referee Steve Ditko. He's another guy that hates Stan and Marvel. He helped create Spider-Man and
What's
never
the
got
deal
any
with
money.
Stan? Okay, just to sidetrack just for a second. What's the deal with Stan Lee? Is he hated? Is he loved? Like, what's the deal?
A lot of the people that worked with him and worked for him back in the 60s weren't crazy about him. Reason being is because Stan is so charismatic, right? So he was the writer and the guy that came up with all the ideas, but he was also the face of Marvel. So he was going on all the tours, on conventions and interviews, and people loved him. Meanwhile, guys that helped plot the books and helped draw the design of the characters got no love and no money. So not as much as money as Stan. So Stan Lee and Jack Kirby would create the Hulk, Fantastic Four, all these characters. Stan would come up with the idea, and Kirby, who probably equally as important, would come up with a design. And a lot of these classic books were plotted by Kirby, and Stan just wrote the dialogue. So there's a lot of resentment from Kirby and other artists to Stan.
This is where we learn that the president has a transmitter in his mouth.
In his tooth.
In his tooth.
While he was knocked out, yeah.
Oh wait, no, I'm jumping way ahead.
Yes, because the
We have to go into the woman's washroom first.
well, they go to the super secret super diner and bust through the wall and the woman's can. So
Also, Captain America does it like he doesn't, he walks in there casually, but I'm sorry, in 1943 or 1936, there were definitely men's and women's washrooms.
yes, but I'm guessing that the diner would have been remodeled since then.
But I'm just saying he's also a pervert. He's a racist, weak, xenophobic, conniving pervert. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain America.
Our hero,
Gonna
ladies
be
and gentlemen.
huge.
Yeah, huge.
Huge. Only if we have foam to put in a suit. So yeah, they bust through the wall.
Yep.
And they're looking for. Okay, so they're looking for the scientist that died at the beginning of the movie. Or not the beginning of the movie. She died twice. But they're looking for her old diary so they can find out what Red Skull's real name is and find him that way. Because he no longer goes by Red Skull. He's the artist formerly known as.
Well, no, they were trying to find his name.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even know what his name was at that time.
Well, that's what I mean. They're trying to. Oh, right. Well, they're trying to find his real name so that they can find out where he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is again Captain America is a pussy because the villains also go into this diner, and Captain America and Sharon hide underneath the stairs.
Yes. And then when they try to get away, they have to tiptoe very quietly up the metal stairs.
This is the first action scene since the beginning of the movie.
Since 1943.
And it's great that the villains, because they actually kidnap Sharon for a few minutes here. And I thought for a second that Captain America was just going to run away.
And just leave her there, yeah.
Just leave. He might as well have. Oh, I feel sick, Sharon.
Which actually
happens, yeah.
That's true. That happens again.
No.
Italy.
At least the second time he does it, he tells her he's doing it before he drives away.
I suppose there's that, yes.
Oh my god. So they get the diary because Captain America finally mans up a tiny bit and fights the villains. Doesn't kill them or anything, just fights them.
Fights them. And they look like kids in the hall.
Yeah.
And they put up a fight.
Right, to Captain America, who's supposed to be a super soldier. And then Sharon is able to read it because of one line of dialogue. I read Italian because I spent a summer in Venice.
One summer. She spent one summer.
And she is fluent.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, what it says is his mother was blah blah blah, born in. She like knows the life story of the Mussolini Red Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, how did you know that? She's like, well, it's in the script over there. I'm just reading it off that cue card, Cap.
So they go to Italy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Captain does his move. Can you pull over? I'm going to be sick.
Worked the first time.
He drives off, steals the car, leaves her stranded. At least it's not in the middle of the Yukon, so he's getting a little bit better.
Oh, yeah, because she's fluent in Italian, so she'll be all right.
Yeah, even though she does yell taxi in English. There must be an Italian word for that.
Taximo.
Hey, taxi! And yeah, this is when we learn that the president has a transmitter in his molar that Red Skull very politely removed when he was sleeping.
While he was sleeping, yeah, painlessly.
He has a lot of etiquette for a villain. He's very Italian for a German villain.
Would you like some gelato? That was actually in the director's cut.
Yeah, oh, you did watch it.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least.
I gotta ask, too, what's the point of him ditching Sharon? Because she literally shows up in the next scene and catches up to him.
And they have like a spat eating dinner.
Yeah. Because they meet this couple that is like, oh, yes, the house that Red Skull lived in, which sounds like a movie on its own. The house that Red Skull lived in was right here. It was in ruins, but we have all the audio recordings of when his family got gunned down.
President, he palms like a vial of acid or something like that.
Yeah, thank God they have that.
I literally looked away for 3 seconds at my own dog who was distracting me, and I looked up and he had like this acid corrosion.
Yeah, he palmed it when they were taking him away from the chair.
They had it right beside him when when Red Skull was like talking to him. Oh,
as if he would have just threw it at their faces.
You think so? We also learned that, well, we learned this earlier, but we didn't mention it, that Red Skull's plan is not to kill him, but to put a brain implant in him that makes Red Skull control him and essentially become the president.
Which is funny. Because
yes.
That eventually happens in the comic book.
Oh, shit.
Charles Xavier dies, and then he steals Charles Xavier's brain and puts it his own, and then has the brain controlling powers.
There you go.
So they basically watch this movie and are like, with a little polishing.
This could actually be redeemable.
With a little polishing. Yeah, so you were talking about they're getting all catty with each other, Captain America and Sharon.
I'm sorry. I left you behind.
What do you want me to do? Eat dirt? But thankfully, because the villains show up because they know where they are all the time.
They proceed to try to get away in a Fiat.
Yeah, and thankfully Captain America had that bulletproof picnic table.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. And
notice how he uses everything as a shield except his shield.
He just throws that. He just throws his shield.
and
then
to oppose his shield must yield.
Hey.
No.
If you tell me, maybe.
It was Marvel superheroes. It was like more like motion comics back in the day.
Oh no, you
And
don't.
they had the Hulk, and they had Iron Man and Captain America.
Man, imagine if the Hulk had shown up in this movie at some point.
Lou Ferrigno, that would have been awesome.
Oh no, they wouldn't have been able to afford Lou Ferrigno.
I don't know. He was kind of on the downslide at that point.
Maybe like his brother or something.
Jerry Ferrigno.
Jerry Ferrigno. Hey, listen, we got the guy who played the Hulk's brother.
So yeah, they
Things are coming up, Jerry. Sorry.
If you weren't super convinced of the Euro trashiness of Red Skull's gang before, you would be now, because at one point when not Sharon Carter is getting away in her Fiat, she encounters them as a roadblock while they're sitting on their Porsches. Like
Before we get to that, I want to talk about the scene where they're being chased around Italy. And they go down an alleyway, and there's just two kids playing with a ball.
Dumbest kids ever.
And it's like Austin Powers when the steamroller is going to that guy. Out of the way! It's like the slowest car chase.
Yep.
And the kid is watching this car go, 5 kilometers an hour at them.
When he steals those kids' bicycle, I thought,
in their face.
see, I didn't catch that it was money, and I thought he was just like throwing paper at them to distract them.
Oof, magic! Get out of here, kids!
Sugar packets in their face.
Also, I don't want to. Yeah, ridiculous. I don't want to gloss over the fact
that chase, through Italy or through Rome. It was much more reminiscent of like a movie like The Mexican or Night and Day. Like it was a real like they're in danger, but it's funny kind of danger.
Yeah, it's funny. If he catches you, he's probably gonna kill you.
Probably, but it's still fun to run away from international bad guys.
I've got a note here because this was starting to piss me off. I just put, "You are Captain fucking America."
Yes.
Fight back!
Yes.
He ran the whole movie.
Just about. Yep.
He ran.
Stole cars. Stole bicycles.
He ran more than an episode of Benny Hill.
It'd be great if they had wacky sacks. Yeah.
Yeah. So, also, when Sharon does does run into that blockade, it's because she pulls Captain America's own move on him.
She steals the car. And I gotta ask this, how did they fit that many Eurotrash in a Porsche?
They all get...
I'm guessing the Porsche is like a clown car, but for Eurotrash.
They look like Wes Mantooth in the channel whatever news gang.
What now?
Remember when she turns going down the hill, they're just sitting there leaving the car?
They're all standing there, yeah.
It would have been great.
Song.
Oh my god. This movie would have been so much better if Captain America helped one of them up and the Eurotrash was like, "I hate you so much, Captain America, but god damn it, do I respect you." Oh, yeah. So they kidnap Sharon because she drives away and says, "You got to do this on your own."
I'm way over my head here, Steve.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't do it on his own at all.
No, the president does most of the work.
So much so that Captain America has to thank him.
Thanks, Mr. President. Thanks.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. So this leads to President Ronnie Cox, escaping from his jail cell, and we get another chase sequence here, where he's running around. I'm telling you, if I could hold back the vomit, I would rewatch the scene and just play that music on my computer and see what it was like.
I'm sure it'd be far more entertaining.
You're right.
Yeah.
But he makes it to the roof, and then another great Captain America moment happens here, because he says, "Hey," the president's like, "Hey, Red Skull, you need me for your plan, right?" just confirming. And he's like, yes, absolutely. So he tries to commit suicide.
Just jumps off. Yep, jumps off the building.
The greatest fall ever. But Captain America just happens to catch him on his way down. And he's like, I felt like Captain America kind of screwed things up in that scene.
Yeah, just that scene. Just that one
scene.
scene.
Well, no. But the president clearly was like, I'm going to die for my country. And Captain America was like, no, I got you. Captain America walks around. Yeah. Do you ever notice he walks around sometimes like the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Wait,
He did when he had polio.
Yeah.
No, he walks around like that when he's Captain America because he's got so much foam in his shirt that it looks like he has a hunchback.
We gotta pat him. Pat him. More padding. Padding. Get some padding. We bought the padding. Let's use it.
Put a quasi amount of padding in there. What, Quasimodo? Got it.
And then the fight that precedes, at times, it almost feels like it's a trip fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's kind of stumbling and taking wild swings, and they're tripping over each other as opposed to actually fighting.
Back to Brendan.
So
He's Captain America. He could have killed all of them in a matter of seconds if he really wanted to.
Yes.
there are so many cuts during the fight scenes at the end here. Like, so many, like, quick edits.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, terrible ones. Like, you see him throwing a shield, and then the next shot it's coming from a different direction. And then the next shot it's at a different angle. Like, it makes no sense.
I wish they had at this point?
Credits?
Cut to credits, yep. Cut to credits.
How great would have been if there would have been a post-credits scene.
Oh, I fast-forwarded to see if there was one.
I don't think they were hip to that yet.
Captain America...
Hasselhoff confronts him when he gets back home.
Oh my god. What a missed opportunity. I'm putting together a team.
Next thing you know, Dolph Lundgren, Lou Ferrigno, the guy that played Spider-Man in that brief 1970s live-action Spider-Man.
Guys, there's also an old Thor movie.
Oh, well, it's Thor and Hulk.
No.
Appeared in Hulk, didn't he?
Well, there's an old, I think there's an old standalone Thor movie.
I was unaware of this.
Like from, the 80s or 90s.
I didn't hear.
Because it might be a made-for-TV movie, but I've definitely seen a clip of a guy who is not in shape wearing, furs.
They did a Hulk movie, and Thor was in it, and I think that's what it's from.
They did a Hulk movie back in, the 70s?
Ferrigno
Hulk. Like made for TV.
Thor was in it. Did he have a lot of fur?
Yes.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, maybe that's...
Well, Daredevil was also in it briefly.
Yeah. I saw the Daredevil clip, too.
There was a made-for-TV Doctor Strange movie, though, that no one ever remembers.
Apparently it aired opposite Roots.
Guess what? That brief Daredevil appearance, probably better than the full Daredevil movie.
The only Which brings us back to what we were going to talk about. Rollerball.
Oh, you really want to talk about Rollerball?
I've never seen it.
Oh, God. So yeah, this fight scene. Sharon gets a great moment here when she's fighting Red Skull's daughter. Well, I didn't get her name, and I don't really care. But she says, she's like, yoo-hoo! Punches her in the face.
And did the Red Skull have, an endless machine gun clip in this movie?
Yes.
He changed it. He just shot forever.
He has what we call a cinema machine gun. Cinemachine gun. Okay. Meaning an unending stream of bullets.
Yes.
There's one part, too, in this fight scene where Cap and the President are both running away. And Super Soldier Cap, being the selfish bastard that he is, only covers himself with the shield. The President is running in front of him with nothing.
What about the part where the President bludgeons someone to death with his shield?
I forgot about that.
Just casual murder.
He starts doing the Negan, eeny, mini, miny, mo.
Taking him out.
Now, you don't want to piss off Lucille here. His shield is covered in barbed wire.
Well, when he started throwing the shield again in this at the end here, when he was confronting Red Skull, Patty piped up with "nice frisbee."
Yeah, because he plays the audio of his family getting slaughtered. Like, what a dick! Like, I'm sorry, I know Red Skull's the quote-unquote villain, but you don't need to remind him of his traumatic childhood.
No, it was the only way to distract him.
It's literally to distract him so Captain America can knock him off the cliff with his shield, which he also does to his fucking daughter. He murders Red Skull's daughter off screen because he hits her with the shield, and he just says, "Heads up."
He doesn't do dick all movie in terms of fighting or killing anybody, but made sure to kill the first woman he could.
And her dad.
Now you can be together forever. God bless America.
I'm assuming he liked Volkswagens.
Were you guys creeped out because after this, Captain America turns around, looks straight at the camera,
That was off-putting.
and he looked cross-eyed?
Hey, does he have rubber ears?
I don't believe so.
This, my last note after that is good effing God.
Oh, and then just to fucking jam the knife into anyone who likes the comic books just a little, they end with a shot of Captain America from the comics.
Yeah.
When he knocks Skull off the cliff, too, they clearly just had, like, a dummy.
Yeah.
Because it's not a real person, but it's just, like, this spiraling dummy that has no weight to it.
He does, like,
ragdoll physics from, like, Pain or like, Goat Simulator or something.
he does, like, 15 360s.
I'm looking over...
A four-leaf clover?
I'm looking over my notes here. We pretty much covered everything I had, except I made a note that Steve Rogers at one point wears white socks with dress shoes.
How gauche.
It really bothered me.
So not only is he xenophobic, racist, a cold-blooded murderer, a conniving asshole, and he also has terrible fashion sense.
Yep.
But you know what, guys? Don't take our word for it. Don't take our word for it that this movie is a piece of crap. Because, okay, I'm gonna level with you right now, Nathan. This was not the easiest segment to do this week because Captain America, believe it or not, didn't get a whole lot of reviews.
Didn't get a whole lot of views.
Yeah, views or reviews. But okay, I'm gonna read. They're not really that great, but these are the negative ones that I found. A couple of the negative ones I found on Rotten Tomatoes, on which it has an 8%. The first one is from Entertainment Weekly. This one actually, okay, this one is simply, this movie isn't merely wrong for kids, it's just all wrong. Now, what they're referring to, I think, is the movie was PG-13, yes, but it was a superhero movie still somewhat aimed at children that opens with a scene of a family getting gunned down by Nazis. Like,
fun.
Lots of family fun. I think every, like, quote-unquote kids movie we've done on here has had some rather objectionable content. This is another one from Pop Matters. Josh, I can't wait to hear your reaction to this one. This is a negative review. Captain America may be a bad film, but it's true to the source material, and its creator is clearly respected.
Was that sarcasm?
Nope.
Oh my god.
That is that's a negative review too. That's not.
It has to be sarcasm then.
I'm reading the critic consensus.
Hashtag cancel Pop Matters.
I'm reading the critic consensus. Lacking a script, budget, direction, or star capable of doing justice to its source material, this Captain America should have been left under the ice. So basically, they lacked everything.
Yes,
they lacked a movie.
The lighting was okay. Oh no, the lighting was shitty too.
They fought in the dark.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I found, though, it has an 8%, meaning there's one positive review. Now, I went to the reviews to try to find this positive review. I don't remember who it's...
Matt_Salinger.
Not JD's kid. That was the username, I believe.
Yeah.
No, but I don't remember the name of the website, but it wasn't anything big. But all it had was the symbol for a fresh review, no link, no rating. So I don't even know if it exists. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It is from zaptoit.com.
Oh, that sounds reputable.
I tried Googling Zaptoit Captain America, nothing. So the one positive review that I was hoping to read a little snippet of doesn't seem to exist. So yeah, I got nothing positive for you guys this week.
Okay, well there you go.
So I believe at this point, Nathan, you have a little hint for our next episode.
Yep.
Roller ball.
Wow, I wonder what that word will be.
Nope. Sorry, as much as I appreciate the suggestion. My hint. Rambo meets the Karate Kid.
Oh my.
Karate bow.
Ram Cotty.
So, just let that in. Rambo meets the Karate Kid.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay.
Rollerball.
Did you say The Rock?
Rollerball.
Oh. Yeah, we're doing The Rock next week. Not the movie, the wrestler.
Yeah.
Rollerball starring Keanu Reeves.
So, with the having given my hint there, gonna thank Josh for coming out for this.
Yeah, thanks.
I have one question for you though, Brendan.
Yeah.
Given that this movie had a Californian Captain American.
You say Captain American?
Yes, because I'm not calling him Captain America anymore.
Captain Albania.
Captain. The Red Skull was Italian.
Yes.
Apparently, super secret government labs are under 1950s diners.
Yeah.
In a
Nobody
movie,
in the 50s will ever use
Right.
a diner. Let's set up there.
in a movie where Ronnie Cox grows up to become president after taking a super clear picture with a 1940s camera, the only thing I've really got to ask you, Brendan, is what were they thinking?